Hello, everybody. Last episode, Little Feet quested in the caves. And we still have some quests to do in there. However, we're going to wait until she gets a level or two before we go back in. You know, she is a little bit squishy. Now, back at the beginning of the series, when we did our harvesting tutorial, we got a mail, and I picked it up. It's been in my bags now. It is called the Elixir of Mara. Now, once you drink this elixir, it's going to last for an hour, and it's going to give me a couple of benefits. I get a chance to harvest a second time, 5% chance. It increases my harvesting skills by 15, and it reduces the time to harvest. So it's really, really a nice thing to have, and I'm going to go ahead and drink that right now. So we're going to go ahead and be using that for just a little bit. Now, I would like to give a shout out real quick to a viewer on my channel. Her name is Prue, and she actually gave me a few extra bags for Little Feet, and I really, really thank her for that. It's always a good thing to have extra bags. I put them for now in my bank, so as I need them, I will pull them out. But I should be set now for my bags. And again, Prue, thank you very, very much. Also, before we get started, I would like to ask that if you enjoy this video, please give a like and subscribe. It really does help quite a bit, and I thank you for that. So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next harvesting system. Now, the mail that we received along with the harvesting item mentioned a little boy named Quo, and his mother was quite worried about him. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to head on over to the island of Mara. Now, the island of Mara was added to the game. It wasn't an expansion per se, but it was just an update. And so this particular quest line has been available for quite a while. And it's been the bane of a lot of people. Quo is a sweet little boy, but you will understand after you go along with this particular quest line that you might want to do terrible things to Quo. And it's all in good fun, mind you, and you will know what I mean shortly. So we're going to go ahead and hit this bell, and what we want to do is go to the Isle of Mara. Now, it's a level 55 to 65 adventuring zone, but we're not going to be adventuring there, so we're fine. We're going to go over there for trade skilling. So let's go ahead and hop on over. Okay. Now we landed in the village of Shin. Now, the village of Shin is important if you're a trade skiller, because later on you will be coming to this building right over here, and you will be doing quite a lot of tasks and writs for the Far Seas Trading Company. And that's going to give you some faction, and it's also got quite a few rewards for you. Now, none of that's going to be open to us at low level. You have to wait, I believe, until you're level 50 in trade skilling to come here, but don't hold me to that. I don't know for sure. Real quick, there's one thing. It's not really a system, but it is an option for you. If you go down to your EQ2 button, and you hit the options. We haven't gone over any of this quite yet, and one of these days we will, but that's going to be a full video in itself. But if you scroll down here, you'll see alternate models. Now, when they released the Isle of Mara, it was in conjunction with the Japanese, I believe, and they prefer to have a different way of seeing the characters. So Sony was in charge back in that time. So they collaborated with Japan and they came up with some alternate models you can use if you would like. So if you click that button, you can see that all of these are turned off. As a froglock, I do not have an alternate model. None of the beast races do. It's only the humans and the elves that have the alternate. And I believe the ogres do. I'm not sure about the trolls. But we're going to go through and we're going to look at that real quickly and see what we can see. Now, the important thing to note is when you select an alternate model from this window, you will see your character and all the characters around you in that alternate model. However, other players will see their character, your character, and the model characters in the selection that they have made. So, if you're going to use this system, make sure that you change into both types of models so that you can make arrangements on how each one will look to others. That way, no matter which choice other players make, you will look to them the way you want to present yourself to them. A lot of people do not like the original models. Personally, they don't bother me much. I tend to play the beast races and it doesn't matter. Some of the newer classes, the Arakeens don't have alternates. The Freebloods don't have alternates. You'll notice from the character selection screen when you make your character. That is when you can go in and change that. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and just select all models so that you can see real quick how these change. I'm going to hit accept. Now you're going to notice that the dwarfs look different. They actually look a lot better in the alternate. And this is, I'm not sure what he is, but he looks a little different as well. And then you've got this gentleman over here. So you can see that they do look different. Let's go over here and see. Let's go upstairs and see if there's anybody upstairs. So it's not a huge change. There are some races that is a big change. I believe the halflings look very, very different. The gnomes look very, very different. And the barbarians and the ogres. I believe those races look very, very different. So I am going to go ahead and put my settings back. But I just wanted to throw that out there because it kind of coincided with the release of this zone. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this Gathering Obsession quest line started. Now you can pick up this quest once you're Tradeskill level 5. And the sooner you pick it up, the better. So we are going to be starting off at the basic quest tier initially. So what you want to do is come up here to this little pond and you'll see this little boy. His name is Quo, and you will want to speak with him. There's nothing better than fishing. I'd like to be a professional harvester when I grow up. Well, harvesting's hard work, lad. Are you really sure you want to do that? Oh, I'm quite sure of it. I'm practicing hard already, but my family says I'm not big enough yet to go out on my own. Well, it can be pretty dangerous out there, all right, Quo, especially for those who aren't old and tough. Do you harvest a lot? Can you help me? Well, I'd be happy to help you, although I can't smuggle you off this island without your family's permission, if that's what you're thinking. Oh, well, I know I can't leave Mara yet, but I was thinking that if I could study all the kinds of materials that can be harvested, I could learn a lot about what's out there and how to handle it. If you could bring me some samples, I'd be able to prepare for them when I'm old. Okay, you want me to harvest things for you? All right, now this is a full-on quest line. It will carry you through every tier in harvesting. Since this game is quest line separated, meaning you could be an adventurer or just a trade skiller, it's not necessary to level your adventuring in order to do this quest line. It's just you're going to really have to get creative, and you're going to have to be careful to harvest in the higher tiers. So we're going to go ahead and accept this quest. Now the reward for this very first quest is going to be 17 gold, which is quite a lot. And that's another reason you want to do this quest line. You will get quite a bit of coin just for completing each tier. So we're going to go ahead and accept it. And over here you can see what he needs is 5 of each of these items. So we're going to go ahead and tell him we'll be back. So this particular quest line is available to do at your leisure. You don't have to drop everything you're doing in order to work on it. You can wait until you adventure in certain zones and do both at once, or you can go full blown and just do it and then do some adventuring for a while and then do this for a while. It is going to take quite a bit of time. Now, once you're finished with the quest line, you will have quite a few rewards along the way, as I say, coin and such. However, you're also going to acquire a gathering pack pony. Now, once you complete the quest line for the pack pony, you will get that. There's 2 versions of it. There's 2 quest lines for it. I'm not really familiar with the name of the quest lines for it. You can look that up on Wiki if you're interested. Now, once you receive the pack pony will gather items for you. So if you're going to be a trade skiller and you care about that stuff, the pack pony is definitely something you're going to want to pick up. You may have seen 1 or 2 while we've been in the game. They're small and they follow you around once you send them out to harvest. The other item that you can get for your reward is a Cloak of the Harvester. And this cloak will give you plus 25 to every harvesting skill. And that is also something really, really nice to have. So basically that will get you started on the Gathering Obsession quest line. The game did used to have, I guess you would call them gates, to harvesting in all the different higher zones. And they did away with that a few years back. So even though Little Feet is a level 10 craftsman, she will be able to go into any zone to harvest. The main difference is she may fail quite a bit. Also, if you're not of that current tier of harvesting that you're working on for this quest, you probably will not find any rares. And rares are really nice to have for making quite a few different upgraded items and spells. So that's another thing to think about. But you don't have to be. We are going to go and see the mailbox because there are 2 other things that I'd like to introduce to you, and one of the first ones here is called Office of the Harbor Master. You get this quest once you start your trade skilling tutorial. It says, I received a mysterious message in a bottle, which was apparently found washed up from the ocean nearby. I'd better take this home and investigate what it says. So we're going to accept the quest, and that placed a bottle in my inventory. Now we need to go back to the inn room and place this bottle down in order to further this quest. The other mail that I'd like to bring up is this one. Once we finished the trade skill tutorial, the crafting, and picked our archetype, we received this mail, and it says, "We understand that you recently registered as a new artisan. If you're interested in assisting the Iron 4 Exchange with some crafting work, please travel to the Frostfang Sea and make contact with Envoy Tammy Swifthammer within the city of New Hollis." So this is actually going to open up another crafting quest line for us, which will take us from level 10 all the way up to level 19. Now, once you reach level 19, you will then go back to your trainer, go through the process again, but this time you will pick your final crafting profession, and then that will place you to level 20. So what we're going to do right now is we are going to hop back to our inn and place this bottle down. Okay, once you're back in Kinos or whatever city is your city, you can go ahead and hit your EQ2 button over here, go up to Housing and Leaderboards, bring up your house, it's the first tab, and make sure you don't owe anything, we're good. So then you can click this Enter House button, and that's going to take you right into your home that you have selected, and it's a quicker way to get there. Okay, so now we're back in our inn room, and you can see here I placed those 2 books I had in my inventory and put the candelabra down that we had made. Now what we want to do is you want to open your inventory, and you want to take the bottle and you want to place it. So I'm going to set it right there, and you can see that there is a message in it. So we are going to right click that and read the message. "Whoever finds this, as I write this, our ship is sinking. We're somewhere off the coast of the Enchanted Lands, but I don't think we'll make it. This bottle is imbued with a tracking spell that will take you to the boat's remains. If this bottle reaches you, please bring help. May Prexus spare us all." So I am going to either activate the spell or put the bottle away. We're going to go ahead and activate the spell. Now that has given us the quest called Shipwrecked, and it is going to port me over to this abandoned island. Okay. Now anything that we do in this quest line is going to be giving us Tradeskill XP. Now we're here on this island. You can see there's all kinds of debris and everything, and there's something over here. There's a little Ratonga. His name is Rafik. Hello? Can you hear me? Do you need a healer? I am a healer. Nobody else left. Oh, well, let me look around and see if I can find anything to help you. I'm not a healer, so let me go see. So we need to search the wreckage for anything useful. Here's the book. Okay, now I found a recipe book. I have to gather the items. Now it looks like we need jum, tea, and coffee beans, which are going to all be gotten from the garden items. So we're going to see what we get here. We got jums. Okay, I guess we don't need too many jums, but what's you'll notice that our Gathering Obsession quest is also getting updated. So this is just another way, if you do the Tradeskill lines also in accordance with these, sometimes you will get the updates also. We're getting cabbage, which is not something we need, and more Jum Jum. So we actually completed one of the sections for our Gathering Obsession, and I found a rare item. It's a dreadberry. And this is used for crafting level 1 to 9 mastercrafted items. So that's cool. Okay, we need some tea leaves and some coffee beans. There we go. Got some coffee beans. Okay, we need tea. Don't need any more Jum Jum. Nope. Just need one tea leaf. I did not get any. Okay, let's see if there's any more bushes around here that we can harvest from. Now there are mobs on this island like that Vulrich right there, so you want to be careful if you go wandering off. Now usually you're able to get the items that you need right away, but the trees will come back, so let's try again. Boy, this is being stubborn for me today. There we go. Okay, now we need to find something to use as fuel. Here's an old barrel of coal, so we want to take that. Okay, now it wants us to use this makeshift workbench to create the Blessing of the Prime. Now, we got this recipe here in our bag, so you want to make sure you scribe it. And I'm going to go ahead and click on this. Now, I'm just going to filter. I'm just going to put Prime. You don't need to put the full name of the recipe. There it is. And we have all the ingredients. So we're going to go ahead and we only need to make one. There it is. So we got that done, and we're going to use it on Rafik over here. On Rafik. Thank yous. I feels much better. My name's Little Feet, and you're welcome. What happened here? Rafik is my name's. My family's was traveling to Freeport so I could study to be a fury when I grow up. But the ship hit something. My parents stuffed me in a barrel. They're gone, aren't they? I don't know, Rafik, but I didn't see them on the island. Maybe they made it elsewhere. All right, and we get our reward. And then we're just going to go ahead and scribe it into our recipe book. I think I need some time alone to think and to look through what's left. Thank yous. Oh, I'm sorry. Good luck. So for now, that's all we need to do. Now, this quest line, we will periodically get new pieces of mail in the mailbox, and Rafik will forward the quest line along. So we're done for now. You can take this boat back to the mainland. So it placed us actually in the Enchanted lands. This is a zone for once you reach level 30. So it's not a place that really Little Feet needs to be right now, because if she were to leave the dock, it would not go well for her. So I just wanted to show you real quick. Take a look over here. There's quite a few fun quest lines here. There is a dungeon in this zone. It's called Runny Eye. It's one of my favorite dungeons, and we will be running that with our mercenary once Little Feet does get higher. So for now, though, we need to leave this area. Now, when we picked up the mail request for our crafting, it told us to go to Frostfang Sea. So we're going to head on over to Frostfang Sea. Okay, here we are. Now, Frostfang Sea is one of the starter zones when you're on the boat from leaving the island, and also when you create your character. It's one of the areas that you can choose. I don't know if it's called New Hollis or Frostfang, but that's where you would come to start your questing. And you wouldn't start here on the docks. Most likely you would start in the actual starting area. So what we're going to do is we are going to hop our way to the person we need to speak to. So basically, to get there, you just want to follow this path. It's a little cold here for a frog lock, but that's okay. Don't need to worry about these spiders. They're not aggro. Okay, we don't have a marker on our map because we didn't actually pick up a quest. That's what it is. But I happen to know that the person we need to speak to, her name is Tammy, is right here. Tammy Swifthammer. So you want to come all the way through Hollis, and if I open up the map, once you come up the ramp, you're going to want to come all the way over here. You see this little feather, and she's who you want to speak to. So we're going to speak with her. Greetings, friend. You look like someone who's picked up a few crafting skills here and there. Are you looking for some work? Why, yes I am. Oh, I hope that would be your answer. There's a lot to do, and extra hands make light the work, as they say. First of all, who are you? Oh, my apologies. I'm Tammy from the Ironforge Exchange in Kinos. I'm here to coordinate the efforts of crafters from Kinos and our allied cities who wish to help the settlement of New Hollis. Well, it's nice to meet you. I'm Little Feet. What needs doing? Well, I've only just got here myself, so I'm still getting sorted out. If you could do me a big favor, if you could take this letter of introduction down to the local Tradeskill faction for me, They're called the Ravens of the North, and I understand you can find them down through the tunnel to the east. Very well, I'll be right back. So we are going to get this quest. Now it does say it's level 15. Don't worry about that. You will still be able to do this quest. So we're going to go ahead and accept that. So our next step is going to be finding the crafting area and deliver Tammy's letter. Well, today has been quite the day. We've picked up 3 new quest lines, and you can see how Tradeskill is quite fleshed out in its own right. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.